So, good evening, friends, and welcome to this hangout session. So, it's raining here in Bangalore, and the temperature said it's going to be around 20 degree in the evening. Is that right, Sadhana?
Yes.
So, my name is Raj Gopal, and my colleague Sadhana are here to answer your questions.
Hi.
So, we've been receiving a lot of emails, phone calls. Not even sure we have responded to all the emails. So that's one of the reasons we thought we'll go live, uh, answer your questions, right? So we'll take it one by one. So people who are new to this format of Google Hangout, we have done quite a few sessions. Uh, Last month and before that. But if you're new to the format of Google Hangout, if you want to ask a question, you will see a green button on the right side. Don't type it in the window where you see uh, the link for chat. You have to click that start button and then get into the Hangout window. There's a green button say ask a new question. So thank you, Ansita, for the coffee. So and then click submit, right? So I'll take one by one. So I would take Girish's question by the time others are joining. So Girish, your question is, you'll be reaching Bangalore on the 7th. Although your registration is on 8th, do I need to report at the accommodation or at the university? We would say you come straight to the university. Uh, there will be an accommodation help desk. Sadhana, keep me right in case I'm not going in the right direction. There'll be a accommodation help desk. So if you have been allocated accommodation, you'll pick a small piece of paper which will be written your room number. Right? That's random allocation. And then with that slip, you go to the hostels. We will arrange some transportation. And every 1 hour or every 2 hours, there will be a small shuttle leaving from the university. It's hardly a kilometer and a half. Uh, that's about it. That's. I hope I've answered your question, Girish, on that. We will be sending out an email asking approximately. We'd like to know what time will you be arriving, and because the accommodation facility is open from the 5th of July, right? Is that
5th
right?
of July.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
So we'd like to know how many of you are arriving on 5th, how many of you are arriving on 6th and 7th, and like that. And basically to know how much food to cook that day, right? So that's how it works. Girish, hope I've answered your question, but if you still feel you need to ask something, let me know. We're putting up a small, it's already there from last year. We're just changing, adding some more how to reach the university once you get down at either at the railway station or at the airport. How to reach the place. So we will share that as well, the bus numbers, in case you're not taking the taxi, right? So I'll take Vikas's question. Because what happens at the orientation class, right? So let's not call it a class as such. It's not. It's an orientation program. 2 weeks of orientation, depending on some. It's basically. And let me put it this way. Right? We don't want to throw you straight away into your that intense academic engagement. You will need some time uh, for settling down, right? You'll need some time to know what the university is all about. You will need some time for us to explain, or for you to really understand why are you here at the Azim Premji University. So it's it's to prepare you. The 2 weeks we will try to engage with you to prepare you for your journey the next 2 years. So when I say prepare yourself, it's not academic preparation for you. That will happen throughout. It's to give you some introduction about how your journey and life is going to be here at Azim Premji University. So that's the orientation. Let there be some suspense. I don't want to give you every detail of how we will share the day-wise schedule, of course, but let there be some suspense element. We will use different formats to interact with you. You will be divided into some 20, 15 groups. With each group of 20 to 25 students, and you will be sitting in that orientation class where you will have students from education, development, policy and governance, or LLM,
Different streams.
and there's a group of 25 to 30 faculty members who have volunteered to anchor those sessions. So we will take you through that journey. We will engage with you, uh, and there could be movies, but come prepared to read. There could be articles that we'll share with you to read. You may have to read and then write about it what you have understood. So when I say movies, it's not Bollywood movies that we'll have to sit and watch for 3 hours. Nothing against, of course. I still do watch. If I want some inspiration, I go and watch Chak De. Uh, but it could be different. It could be some documentary kind of movies that you'll watch and things. So that's the summary. Because, but if there is anything specific that you want to know about the orientation, please do ask me. Okay. Uh, Dhani, I'm picking your question. There's nothing called a migration certificate that we're looking at from the previous college. What we would ask is what we have already shared. Sadhana, do you want to go through how we have divided the documents, so all the three categories?
Yeah. So what we'll require is your education related documents, which comes first. We'll require your degree certificate. And in case you have not completed your degree and you are going to pass out in the current year, we will require either a bona fide certificate with all your previous semester mark sheets on the day of registrations, so that at least and in case you have not got your semester marks, you can at least have your final semester admit card with you, so that we have a clear idea about you writing the final semester examinations. And then if you are coming from the Karnataka domicile, we will require your domicile certificates. It's only required for the Karnataka state students. And if you are a student with a work experience, in case you have completed more than 2 years, we will require your experience certificate and the relieving letter. And in case you are just about to complete 1 year, we'll just require at least a relieving letter as a proof that you have been working with the organization.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Sadhana. Dhani, hope that answers that question. So we're waiting for more questions. I think if there are folks watching. If you need to know anything, please do send in. Otherwise, we have scheduled, of course, 60 minutes. If you don't need, probably we'll wind up early, or probably till there are other questions coming in. We would give some updates,
Yeah.
right? I'll give some updates as to what's happening here at Azim Premji University. Is that, so we have some interesting public lecture series coming up over the next weeks.
Yeah.
So there's one on July 7th evening. There's an interaction with Nobel Prize winners.
Yeah.
So we should send out Sadhana an email to them as well.
Yeah.
Uh, just the batch was going to join. So if they are here on 7th evening in their time, I think they should go and
They can come
they can come and watch. Then there has been a couple of book launches that happened, which our faculty Harini had written a book on Bangalore, the past, present, and the future. I think that's what it said. So that's another thing. And now there's no classes happening as of now. So you are when you all come in July 7th is the registration for education program, the public
MPG.
policy and group program, and the LLM program. And on 8th morning is the time allocated for MA development. And 8th afternoon, which we will be sending out an email, we'll have a formal inaugural function. So we would request parents who are coming, accompanying you that day, or friends or relatives, to stay back and attend the inaugural function and then leave.
Yeah.
And there's nothing planned as such on the weekend on the 9th and the 10th. It's time for you to go around in Bangalore and just explore the place. You may have other work to do. And then 11th morning, 9 o'clock is where we expect to start the orientation program. And That's that's uh, that's the way it's going to be. And the second years, so you all will, your classes will start on the orientation will start on 11th. Second years will start coming in that week. Their classes starts on the week after, that's on 18th. But you will see that they will start coming in during the week their orientation starts, right? And some of them have agreed that they also want to be part of the orientation, to welcome you, to assist you, to help you with settling down here at the university. So a couple of them are reaching early to be part of the orientation. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll take the next question coming in. Girish, I'll pick Girish's question. Yeah, we will talk about, yes, we will facilitate the education loan. So what's going to happen is, if you're doing your registration, say on 7th morning, as soon as you finish your registration process, initially it starts with submitting your documents,
Education.
educational documents, and other documents that we've asked, and we will then guide you to meet the members who will help you through go through the education loan process. So we requested the banks also to be here that day, so that you can submit the documents straight away to them. There'll be somebody from the university also to from the student help desk also to help you with that. Uh, the documents required is probably they have sent you. If you need what all documents you should bring, we will let you know. It's you should if you're applying for bank loan, you should have a co-applicant. That's number one. It has to be your parents, preferably parents of your or your brother. It can't be a friend or a distant relative. It has to be somebody who's
Blood related.
blood in blood relation. They're blood related to you. Documentation is simple. There is no. It's a PAN card. It's PAN card is a must if you want to. There's no collateral. There's no security or something that you need to uh, be providing to the for the bank loan process. That's about it. If there's anything specific to ask, Girish, I'll be happy to answer. And it's not that. And once you submitted the documents to the banks, that's about it. That finishes the process. We're not going to. The bank processing will take its time, and the money would come directly to the university. Uh, you can start attending the classes from day one,
Yeah.
right? Pick the next question. Kanjan, you can avail the accommodation straight away. You don't have to wait for the registration to be over. So if a registration is on 8th, some of them may arrive on 7th
7th.
and stay in the accommodation and then come for the registration on 8th. Or you can do the other way. You're coming on 8th directly. Come here, finish the registration with your bag and baggage. We'll have a place for you to keep it in a safe place.
Yeah.
Finish the registration and go to the accommodation. Right. So hope that answers. I didn't quite understand what you mean after the parents leave. After the registration is done, both are possible. Before the registration also possible. After the
Possible and
registration
after.
also possible. Right. Okay. So before I take Struti's question, we will be sending you out at an email, the small form to let us know what is the date and time of your arrival. So for us to make arrangements for that. Okay. Uh, yeah. So this is interesting. So can I go to the hostel directly? Is to this question. 8:30 p.m. Uh, you would still have to come to the university. The hostel is not very far away. You come to the university. We will make some arrangements that the security desk will guide you. So he or she who's sitting there would give you the uh, details of your room number, etc. And then you can proceed to the hostel. Is that
Yeah.
fine?
There'll be a transport, so
We'll arrange some transport. If it's quite late in the night, it becomes difficult. Till 8:39, it should be fine. I think after 10, it's going to be slightly difficult. But we'll make some arrangements. Okay. So that answers the question on transportation. Anything else pop in? Otherwise, me and Sadhana will have to keep talking to each other till the question comes in. Right. Concern no parents. I'll pick that question. Parents cannot stay in the hostel. We have very limited accommodation. We can just fit in the all the students. So parents will have to look out for a place to stay somewhere outside, somewhere nearby. If you need help with that, we can always provide you with the list of options available, different range of hotels available, small guest houses available in the Electronic City area. No, they can't stay in the hostel. Unfortunately, we don't have that guest house facility here in the hostels. That we would have like to have it, but we don't. Okay, so otherwise, we've been keeping ourselves, the admission team, after the offers were sent out, we were keeping ourselves quite busy, making the preparations for to welcome you all. Uh, there are some documentations to be prepared. What kind of we need place for you to. We were doing the classroom allocations. We were dividing you all into different sections, right? Because the education program will be in three sections, development in four sections. So we're making those arrangements. Uh, what else, Sadhana? Now we are preparing the registration kit, right?
Yeah,
So when you
registration
come in,
kit.
we'll be giving you a small kit which will have all the details of the fees that you have paid, a fee paid receipt, and the next fees
Next.
when they have to pay,
Yeah.
and the details like the orientation schedule also we'll try to put in
How
there.
the whole week is going to
How
go.
going to look like. One thing which we will not over the then rest of the things will come to you over the email during the week, right? Right. So, Kirti, 4th of July in the morning, I'll have to get back to you, right? So, what we have planned is to make it available from the 5th morning onwards. But if it's not avoidable, if we're going to leave on 4th of July, I'll have to check, right? The only thing that comes into my mind is, how many of them would be there in the hostel on 4th of July?
Yeah.
Right? Of course, there'll be security and the caretaker. She'll be there, but let me check and get back to you. Right? There's a separate team who maintains and looks after the hostel. We will get back. Drop us an email whether 4th is going to be okay. You can check that, Sadhana.
Yeah, we check that.
Right. And okay, thank you. Thank you, Studi. Right. So, Dhwani, I'll pick your question. Uh, Facility provided by the university, how does that go about, and also the transport? So, if your PG is, I'll take it. There are multiple questions here, right, Dhwani? This is not only for Dhwani, this is for all. Uh, the vacancies for the hostels will be coming in a slow fashion, right?
Yeah.
The second years will be here. We'll know the exact number of vacant spaces by mid-July, when the second years finally decide that whether they're going to stay or not. Right? So if you're committing somewhere, uh, don't go for a long-term commitment for staying outside unless you really that's your choice, right? If it's a temporary one, if you still wish to avail accommodation, go for some temporary short stay for a month or two, not more than that, right? If your PG happens to be in the place where the uh, university bus is plying,
Yeah.
that's okay. You can always get in, right? But the food you may not be able to avail inside that. I think that may not be possible, right? You can still have the food in the afternoon at the cafeteria. The morning and the night may not be possible to have at the thing. Hope that answers. And most of the if you're opting for other PG accommodations, most of the paying guest accommodations provides food.
Food,
Is
yeah.
what my understanding is, unless it's a completely serviced apartment. Some other serviced apartment may not. Otherwise, most of the PGs would do. Hope that answers. Okay. Right. So we'll wait for some more questions. It looks like we have been answering quite well the emails and the phone calls, right? So I'm not seeing many people live asking questions. We'll be hang around for some more time, maybe for 10, 15 more minutes, and then we will wind up. Uh, so I don't think my worry was right. We were answering all the questions quite well. Uh, Another thing that was coming to my mind, what we have not probably spoken in detail, is about their academic calendar.
Yeah.
So their academic calendar is something which we'll put up on the site next week. After the 2 weeks of orientation, the classes starts on July 25th, which will be introducing you to the core courses. So everything is core course, and the foundation courses. We call it a core course in the first semester, from both semesters. And we will, and if you may have 4 to 5 courses in that semester. We may not start all the 4 courses or the 5 courses on week one. We may start 2 or 3, and then for the first 2 weeks you will have only 3 courses, and then on the week after, I mean, after 2 weeks, all the courses would start. What does that mean? The 2 courses that started a bit early will finish early, and the rest, other two will finish a bit late. So it'll go till December 9th. So December 9th is where we think it's a 16-week semester. So December 9th is where you will that will be the close of the semester. You will have a break before the second semester starts on I think it's 9th January, where it's going to start, right? Then you will have, depending on the programs, you will have the field work that you will do in the month of September. In the month of September, it's for the education and the development program. Do what we call a field immersion. It's close somewhere towards close of middle of September, September 12th onwards, 2 weeks. Uh, that's how your academic calendar will look like. I think I'm just remembering some of them and asked when does the semester
Yeah,
end.
semester.
Now to book tickets and train tickets,
Plan the
it's
holidays.
4 months, is it? Is it 4 months ahead or 3 months ahead?
3 months.
3 months ahead. Yeah, so we will do that. Uh, I'll pick Studi's question. What all can we be expecting in the orientation? I think I answered Studi previously. It's you will have to read, right? There will be some articles given. It's not going to be newspaper articles or something like that. There will be some articles that you'll read. We will ask you to write about it, your thoughts, your views, your ideas about that article. Uh, that article may start with some simple text, and then we'll slowly increase the rigor of it. All right, and so that for the 2 weeks you would kind of know what to expect, what's in store when the actual classes starts. It's not by no means it's going to be an academic preparation as such, or it's not an academic orientation as such. You'll be watching documentaries, you'll be watching some movies together as a group, and then we may divide you into smaller groups, so that, and then you come and talk about that, what did you observe in that movie, right? And let there be some suspense element, as I said in the beginning, right? You don't want to be telling everything that's going to happen in the orientation. It's a time for you to settle down, to know what the university is all about, what kind of areas will we be talking here in the next 2 years, for you to understand each other, come from different parts of the country, from different backgrounds. So it's that as well. Okay. Uh, Hello, Subala. If you have any questions, please do ask. Because I'm just picking your question. Yeah, if a question is on the waiting list, it does. Yes, you can get after some time. Definitely. See, I can't guarantee, right? What generally what happens is when the second year students comes in the middle of July, now we don't know, they haven't opted out. So they may opt out. So they may say in the second year I have to do my project or internship. I don't think I'll be able to stay in the hostel room. पढ़ने का माहौल नहीं है, whatever. So they may move out for their personal reasons. So a vacancy could arise. So vacancy could arise. Now, as on today, there's no vacancies. But I don't know when July 15th vacancy could arise, and as soon as the vacancy arises, we will send you all an email, and you can avail. Uh, but for this at the same place, I mean, there's no need for an undue worry. Ki, university ka, I don't know. I didn't get the university accommodation. There plenty of. I mean, we are. If you have visited Bangalore, this is a place called Electronic City area of South Bangalore. Plenty of options available. Plenty of PGs available. There are a lot of other educational institutions in this area. Uh, we'll help you out. We have a list of PG accommodation that's available. So, Sadhana, I think I saw you preparing a list, right? And we have identified
few of them.
three of them. If you need those lists, write to us. We will share that. But yes, quick answer is you may get after some time. Okay. Uh, yeah, Girish, I'll pick your question. Let me see. Let me answer Supala's question. Yeah, the time frame of the orientation program is it will start at 9 in the morning, and you should prepare to be here till afternoon 3 o'clock or so, right? Some days it may go till 4 o'clock. It's not completely in a lecture format. It's not just that one way thing. It will be a lot of activities that you will do as a group. And yeah, we recommend that you bring your laptop for the orientation. Right? For the orientation, it's good to have one. And for the registration that day, you don't need a laptop as such. If you're bringing, we will help you configure. There will be an IT desk to help you configure your laptop so that your laptop is connected to the Wi-Fi here at the university. Okay. Uh, Hope that answers. If I have not answered, you can still ask. Why you need a laptop for that? You may have to access some resources over the internet. There will be some articles that you may have to read. We may send it to you through an email. So we would, by the time we come in, we would have created Azim Premji University email IDs for you. So you might access it, read it, and then come. So it's good. It's good. We definitely need by the time the class starts. But for the orientation program, if for some reason you don't have, you can still manage. But it's good to have one. All right. Thank you, Studi. We indeed look forward to welcome you here at the university. Okay. If I choose for PG, the PG charges will be provided because that's a good question. Thanks for asking that. It depends on the bank that you're approaching. Some of the banks do give loans for your entire expenses that you're going to incur for education. It's not just on the tuition fee, but some of the banks are they will only give it on what we call a fee receipt that the university is providing. So if I remember, I'll clarify. If I remember, the syndicate bank used to provide loans for the based on our fee charges. They will provide loan on the entire.
Accommodation.
Sorry, the entire
Accommodation.
including accommodation and tuition. IDBI was telling that if you're not availing university accommodation, they would give only on the tuition. So it changes from bank to bank. Right? So we'll help you out that day. There'll be somebody from the university to help you with that process, and then we'll direct you to the correct bank. Okay. Not really, because there's no. You feel free to wear whatever you're comfortable with to adjust to the climate here at Bangalore. So there's no dress code neither for the students nor for me. So you'll see us coming in casual some days, some days formal, some days in jeans, some days in kurta. Is that right, Sadhana? Right. So you're free. Yeah, I mean every day is a Friday for us uh, when it comes to dress. Girish, we did walk through the documents. Okay. Does it need to be self-assessed? Not really. We just read out the documents. So most of the documents is well, the number one. If we divide it into categories, the first set of documents is your educational related documents. You don't have to self-attest it. That's fine. Uh, the degree certificate, and or if you have completed your graduation, if you're not, at least a provisional degree certificate. If you don't have that, a bona fide certificate from the school, sorry, from the college, that to indicate that you completed it. That's number one. If you're working, so you don't have to self-attest. That's fine. Don't, there's nothing called an attestation. Okay. All right. So is that it? Looks like I think we have finished sadhana in 30 minutes. So if there are other questions coming in, do type in. If there is anything that is bothering you that we should be answering, please do type in. We'll just be here for a couple more minutes. Uh, Academic calendar. What else would they need to know? Anything else, Sadhana, that comes into your mind that we should be sharing with them?
I think the orientation and all, I think we have almost said the queries that have mostly come into our communications.
Right, right.
So I think that will complete their queries. In case they have, you have any more, you can definitely ask
Please
us.
do. So, those who are logged in late, we have answered a lot many questions since beginning. If you still have questions, we're just going to be here for next 2 3 more minutes, right? The clock says 5 3. We'll be here for till 5 5
Right,
5 10,
then,
and then
yeah.
answer. Otherwise, if you're not, when you log in, if you're not here, uh, please send us an email, right? The reason why we did, I told Sadhana that there was a sense of worry that probably we've not answered all the
Answered all
emails
the.
and an opportunity to answer your queries live. So this Stuti is asking, will not be accompanying me, so can I get the anti-tracking document signed? Yeah, I think that's fine. That's exactly the reason.
We have
Uh,
uploaded.
yeah, we have uploaded it to the. That's fine. You can get it signed, and it's a mandatory document that we need to collect from you all. Uh, you will also be signing one, but that's later when we allocate you your email ID and your admission
Admission
number and all.
numbers.
You will probably do it online on a portal, but that's fine. To quickly answer your question, which is absolutely fine. You can bring in, you can download, get it signed from your
Parents
parents,
and then.
father or mother, and then bring it. Right. I'm just taking Kanishka's question. The domicile certificate, Karnataka students have some procedure to be done for filling a form and submitting to revenue department takes more time than a month of processing, so I'm getting it before registration. That's fine. I think that's hope you're somewhere based in Karnataka. So if it's going to take a time, at least what we would see is that you have
Completed.
you have been here for some time in Karnataka,
Around
right?
7 years of
Yeah,
education
if you will just to see that your schooling was here in Karnataka from this year to this year, we will look at that for the time being too for verification,
for verification.
and then we'll wait for the certificate from the authorities. We'll give you some more time. Okay. Hello, hi Kumar. Kumar Gaurav. Thanks for joining. That's fine. You're not missed much. We just answered a couple of questions on orientation, documents to be brought, and things like that. But if you think there is something that we should answer, we thought we'll wind up in 5 minutes. Uh, we kind of covered it quite quickly. But if you still there are questions, do ask. Do I need to get my parents? But see, Kumar, yeah, that's a good question. So if you're applying for a bank loan, what the bank would require is a co-applicant. It is always good to have a co-applicant to sign. Co-applicant is your parents, or it could be a brother, not a distant relative or a friend. It has to
Yeah.
be somebody who's in relation. So if you get them, then everything is done on the same day. Everything's over. Everything's over on the same day. Otherwise, and the documentation required is probably parents' PAN card. There's nothing
PAN
else.
card and photographs and address proof
Address proof. We will send. It's there
on the website.
on the website. So it's good that they come. Otherwise, there's always going to be that question of the when you they coming again or going to the nearest bank. and it will take some more time. Okay, so hope that answers. So if they come, good. The bank loan processing gets over fast. All right. Stuti, there's nothing else, no other documents that I think the parents need to sign. That's only the anti-ragging affidavit.
Affidavit.
That is
Only if they are
as
going for the loan again.
right. Only if they're going for loan, then they need to be here to sign the bank loan documents and things like that. Otherwise, there's nothing that your parents need to be signing. Okay. Any other questions? Kumar Gaurav, who signed late. Anything else that you would like to ask? So
And
we'll
then
probably sure. Take your time, and if I mean I'm not putting you under pressure, we'll hang around. So Supalas, I'll pick your question. See, that's a good question. I think we keep getting calls on that. If you have a uh, still need for a provisional degree, if you have all your previous mark sheets, uh, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. You don't have to run around looking for a professional degree. When I say mark sheets, it should be clearly all your
previous.
previous first to six semesters, or if it's an 8 semester program for all the program. But if you get it, it's good. But I don't know when you have finished your degree. Generally, or most of the universities do issue a provisional degree certificate
Yeah.
before the convocation happens. Right? Is
After
it
all
right?
the results are
After
announced.
all the results are out. So if you have the migration certificate, oh, you have a migration certificate, is what you're telling. So we'll go with that. That's fine. That should be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, bona fide certificate. All right, that's fine then.
Yeah.
If you have a bona fide certificate by your institution, that's fine. You don't
I
have
think that is
to,
what
that's
we
absolutely.
asked.
Yeah. Because I'll just pick your question. Welcome, Stuti. Oh, that's in Hindi. So let me try reading. Let me try decoding it. रजिस्ट्रेशन के दिन ही हमें कंफर्म करना होगा कि मुझे कौन सी पीजी में रहना है या बाद में जैसे सी द पीजी सी आई एम नॉट आई कैन टॉक हिंदी बट एक बार मैं हिंदी में बात कर रहा था नल की जगह नाला और नाला की जगह नल बोल दिया था राइट सो आई एम नॉट attempting hindi see the pg we will give you the list you can call and block the room you can tell them that I am arriving on July 7th and just block the pg right I don't want it to happen that you come here and then look for a pg अच्छा pg में नहीं मिला then you have to decide go for some other one so call us or we have provided the details on the website go to that section called accommodation
Yeah.
go way down below there's a pdf you click open there are a list of some pgs which we don't have any tie-ups right so we just provided some which we thought are reasonably okay
Okay.
right so call them find out block a room okay so don't wait so don't wait to reach here
See.
to decide but that option is also available क्योंकि there are plenty of options so आप देख के भी decide कर सकते हैं okay Kriti, see, that's a good question. So that means that I mean, B.Ed is you're doing B.Ed after your graduation, so that's okay. Graduation mark sheet is fine, and the B.Ed mark sheet, I hope that you're doing your B.Ed now. So if you've not got it, which is fine, we're not. It's okay. But do you have a degree certificate? That's the question. Do you have the degree certificate from the university from where you completed the graduation? If you have it, we hope you have it. Maybe you can just let me know whether you have it. Otherwise, we'll have to go by. It's like this. Like this way. The number one thing that we want all this is not for just for joining our program, right? I mean, for your future, whatever you're going to do next in life, you should have the degree certificate from your university. Right? That's the number one document. Right? But Differs, depends on when the convocation is happening and when it. Number two, most of the universities would or the college would give you that provisional degree certificate. Right? That's the second one. If or a bona fide. The third one is the bona fide certificate from your college, telling
In
that
case you don't have.
so and so student has completed the graduation from this year to that year.
Yeah. And it's been
The fourth one is the mark sheets, right? So I'll repeat. Number one, the degree certificate. Second is the professional degree certificate. Third is the bona fide certificate from the institution. Fourth is the mark sheets, right? Uh, the eligibility to do other master's program here or anywhere in the country is that you should have finished graduation. So it's we're trying to establish that you have finished your graduation. That's the thing. Okay. Great. So if you have the degree certificate, I'm just seeing your thing. Then it's done. I mean, the B.Ed would be required if we. I mean, we may not need it, but we would like to know. Sometimes we would like to know, hey, who are the people who have done B.Ed in our, in our university, the students, right? So somewhere it should your name should come up. So there is Kirti who has actually completed your B.Ed, who is part of our students, right? So in that way, you should remember to update our the help desk and our database that you have got the B.Ed degree certificate with you. Okay, hope that answers. Yeah, Kumar, what we will do is for accommodation. There are chances. I'm not straight away telling no, there is no chance. It's full. We would know on we would know it on July 10th,
Yeah, after the
right?
registration.
After the registration, we would know on July 10th. Then we would definitely know on July 18th or 20th. Why I said July 18th or 20th is 18th is the day when the classes starts for the second year students. So most of the second years would come a week early and tell that, this semester I'm not opting for the university hostels. I found a place to stay, an apartment. Three, four of us are going to stay off our own. So there are chances left. There are chances left. Okay. Uh, you'll have to repeat your question, Gaurav, on the website link of registration showing for UG program. Where do I get it for PG program? Do you want to give the navigation sadhana by looking at the website where it is?
If you go to our homepage, there is a tab which shows you admissions. In that, you have to click on the postgraduate programs. Under that, you have a link for the commencement of program. If you click on that, you have a tab which shows you registration, orientation, and academic calendar. So if you click on registration, you'll get all the documents, the timings, and everything for the registration process. So that is the link where you can go exactly.
Yeah. We have also emailed them that link.
Yeah, if you see this Hangout email that we had shared with you, you also have the link for the registration where you can go directly to the registration page if you click on the same link as well.
Okay. Hope that answers. Because I'm just trying to. Do they need to bring your? Should they bring the mark sheet for the bank loan process also?
Not for the bank loan process, but we'll require all their originals for us to see that they have completed all their educational degrees. So we'd require that.
Yeah. Yeah, so you will require the entire. If you don't have, I have degree. Oh, if you have a degree, then you don't need to bring your mark sheet. We will that certificate is enough. You don't have to bring your first and second year mark sheet. So because hope that answers. Okay. Okay, thank you, Gaurav. Good that you spotted that from the email. So the documentation is quite simple. Uh, it's not very complex. So start preparing. Take those printout of the document. They can start filling in. Is that right?
Yeah, they can fill it up. You can all fill it up and
Then
bring it on
bring it
the
on
day of
7th or 8th
registration.
registration.
Yeah,
That,
it will
that
actually be helpful to them.
True. So
To make
if
the
you
process faster.
if you fill it and bring it here, bring it with or straight away come here. We'll try to finish your entire registration process in 20 to
Very
30
short
minutes.
minute. Yeah.
Quickly we'll
Quickly
finish.
we'll be able to do that.
We'll give them a temporary ID card and that's it.
Yeah, that is
Right?
it. Yeah.
So, Phila, interesting questions. That's the accommodation guidelines. I have a few of my friends in Bangalore, so I wish to take a couple of nights out, stay in the place where I'll be granted for a month. Only a limited number of night outs are available. See, we don't have that's something uh, that there's a students' residence committee. I think that's what they call it. We don't call it hostels. It's a students' residence committee, which has got students as members, plus a faculty mentor and others, and somebody from the student support team. So they come up with all these rules of what is the time that you should be back in the hostel. If you're not coming, you can decide. I mean, you can stay outside. There's no issue because we treat you all as adults. Right? So you could do that. We don't have any strict guidelines as such. Of course, we would expect that you let us know that you're not going to be in the hostel that night or 2 nights, and they'll record it. That's about it. But please wait to hear from the students' residence committee. They come up with the rules and the
Rules and
guidelines. We don't have rules. I mean, we don't want to call it a rule. It's a guideline which
guidelines.
we should share that.
We'll be
Right.
sharing
I
with
think
the Google
that
form.
reminds me.
Yeah.
We'll share the student accommodation guidelines to you, so they can just read that, and they also sign, correct, that
Yeah,
they have
on
read
the day
the.
of the registration, when
Yeah,
they go to the accommodation desk, so they'll have to sign the guidelines that
yeah,
will be
yeah,
provided.
yeah. That's correct. Supala, hope that answers your question. Welcome, Vikas. So, Gaurav, I'm just picking your question. We have to get the printout of the docs from the links and get it filled. That's right. That's right. So that's what we're expecting. We, of course, we will keep some copies here, so that in case you're not filled it, you can always sit here and fill it. But that means you'll have to wait a longer time to finish your entire registration process. But there's one document. If nobody's accompanying you here, is where you should get it signed from your one of your parents. Is the anti-ragging affidavit. That's something that you should definitely get it
Get it signed.
printed and signed from your parents, right? So yeah, so the quick answer is you should print the docs from the links and get it filled, right,
Yeah.
Sadhana? Right, good. So looks like I think we have answered most of the queries. I said 5:15 and now it's 5:20. I'll just also hang around for 1 or 2 more minutes. Something is uh, coming up. They can answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Otherwise, we'll wind up. Sadhana, is there anything that we should be conveying to them? So I'll repeat what I said in the beginning. People are joining in or joined in late. The accommodation facility will be available from 5th of July. So if you wish to come on 5th, 6th is fine. You should come straight to the university, not go to the accommodation address. Come to the university, meet us. You'll have an accommodation help desk. They will allocate you the room. When that's allotted, we'll arrange for some transportation every an hour or every 2 hours.
Yeah. Just they need to have patience.
Right? That's correct. And that's about it. And then once you go there, you can come for the next day for the registration. If that's not you're coming on the day of the registration, you can come straight here. We'll arrange for some place for you to keep your bags, right? And then you can finish your registration and then go to the
Hostel. Yeah.
and go to the hostel. Okay. Because the health certificate need not be done by any doctor. So if you look at it, it's a two-page
Yeah.
thing.
Two-page
Two-page thing, right?
documents.
Yeah. So
Basically, keep ourselves prepared with if you have any.
yeah, it's a self-declaration that you would do, and then it need not be endorsed by any doctor, because we have a doctor here at the university. We are trying to see whether we will get the medical checks done here by our doctor, if necessary. If necessary, we will get it
Yeah.
done. Right? So you don't have to get it endorsed by any doctor. Okay. So that's something that we were discussing. We haven't. I will arrange for a health check
Yeah.
that day. So the registration day, the desk that you will have will be number one will be of course, a desk to collect all your original documents and issuing them their temporary ID card,
ID cards.
and giving them their offer letter in the hard copy,
Yeah, it's
right?
basically going to be the registration kit, which
Registration kit will have all of the fees that they have paid so
Yeah.
far, when is the next date for to pay
date
the
for the
fees and
payment.
things like that. And once they finish that, if you applied for educational loan, they will go to the help desk for
Help
loans,
desk for the student help desk for the
for the loan, right? And we'll also arrange an IT help
IT
desk
help desk.
for them to configure their
Systems,
computers,
yeah.
so that it gets, you get Wi-Fi access, right? That's one thing. Then we will have some members of the faculty there to clarify your questions. They'll be there hanging around to help
Yeah.
you. We will also have members from the student support team be there to clarify your queries, to explain you what kind of support facilities are available here at the campus. That's the way it's going to be on the registration day. No, Suti, you don't need to get a medical certificate from the doctor. We don't want to put you through that trouble of going to a doctor and then get that. But the two-pager that we have sent in terms of you should, it's a self-declaration form that we have sent in terms of your medical history. That's what you need to fill and bring. We are looking at arranging a medical checkup here at the university. May not be immediately. We will get in touch with you and let you know when you have to go through that that checkup here. So don't bother about going around getting a medical certificate as of now. Okay. You're welcome, Vikas. So it's always nice to get some thanks, appreciation also. So right. So thank you all for. I can see some couple of 10, 15 of them still watching the hangout. So if you still need to quickly type any question, do ask. Otherwise, before it starts raining heavily, me, Sadhana, and Ansita has been helping us behind the scenes. So we are going to head out as quickly as possible before we get stuck in traffic, right? Uh, Kumar, that last question, what's that? Print of all the 24 pages of what?
No, it's the UGC guidelines. We have one uploaded on our website.
Okay.
So they don't really need to print that out. It's just they can read it out for the basic thing. What are the UGC guidelines for the anti-ragging
Oh,
thing?
yes, don't have to.
You don't have to print anything for that.
Right,
It's just
right.
to read all the information regarding whatever is there under the
Yeah,
UGC
yeah.
for the anti-ragging thing.
Yeah. Please don't cut any more trees. Don't print it, please. So, but
Yeah.
do download, keep the e-version. It's a PDF format.
Yeah.
Do read it with utmost seriousness, right? With utmost seriousness, do read that document. But there's no need to print. There's no need to print. Stuti, yes. Uh, Wi-Fi connection in the hostels. Yes, there is, but don't come with big great expectations that it's going to be a 40 Mbps speed where I can download movies and watch. Or, I mean, it's yeah, there is basic internet facility available. So come with that expectations, because uh, we have planned that these many students would access it, but depending on what they're using the internet, it may be slow, right? So there is Wi-Fi, right? There is Wi-Fi, but again, I'm repeating, come with very small expectations regarding the speed. You'll be able to browse the internet, see, check your emails, and submit assignments on time and things like that, but not meant for streaming videos and things like that, right? Not meant for downloading something on the site. Okay, right. This probably could be the last question. We're almost going to near. See the usual class timings. I haven't seen the timetable yet. I think it's almost ready, is what the academic admin lead told me. Is almost ready, but I can tell you from my previous role or the experience, it generally starts at 8:30 in the morning, right? 8:30 or 8:40 in the morning the class starts, and it goes on till after. There'll be 30 minutes break in the morning, maybe for a coffee break kind of thing, and then it goes on till afternoon. And on some of afternoon, 12:30, 1 o'clock. Some days you may have classes in the afternoon also. So If you're doing an MA education program or any development program, there will be no classes on a Wednesday. Uh, there are no classes on Friday afternoon. Surely Friday afternoon is the time reserved for what we call colloquiums and student club activities. So you'll have Monday morning class, Tuesday morning class, maybe some tutorials in the afternoon, not mandatory classes. Wednesday is a day reserved for practicums. If you're an MA education student, you'll be out there spending time in the schools on a Wednesday afternoon. The policy governance may have classes on Wednesdays. That's about it. Only on Thursdays evening is the scheduled classes are on Thursday evening 4 to 6 is the time reserved for open courses. It's not open. You can choose decide whether you want to do in the first or second or third or fourth. You have to do two open courses. Okay. Hope that answers. That's the usual class timings. I didn't quite understand a couple of days during 15 days. We don't. We would like you to be part of the orientation, Gaurav. There's something we'll come and discuss. How important is it to be out of Bangalore and then take the call? Okay. Don't expect any off. The orientation, 2 weeks of orientation is going to be really packed. It's quite hectic. Uh, we, we, uh, you'll know the first week. You'll know uh, how important it is to be part of the orientation. Okay. Right. I think many of them logged in late, and when we said we're going to wind up many questions coming in, that's fine. We'll just take quickly. We'll just take all the questions quickly. Okay, Kanishka, I'll take a question later. Uh, Rinchan, just picking your question. Uh, Joining really late, that's fine. Is it okay to get the underwriting affidavit signed by the guardian since both my parents live outside? Yeah, that's fine. Signed by guardian. Right, that may not be sufficient. You will have to make, even if you have to wait for a while, that's fine. If you want to send it out to them by post or asking them to download and they sign and send it back to you, which is fine. It has to be signed by your parent. It can't be a guardian, as far as I know. It's right. That's what
But
it
we
says, right?
can give the option.
I mean, guardian is that option is for it's yeah. Try to get it from your parents itself if
It's
possible.
better,
Right?
yeah.
It's always better. Right? Library timing. Libraries are open from 8:30 in the morning and till 9 in the morning, I think. And it's open till, as far as the previous years, it's open till 10 in the night. 10 in the night. And I don't think they'll be changing the timings for the next term unless there is a 10 in the night, right? Uh, because you can how many open courses can you choose? One in a semester, right? Your mandate, you have to do at least, two open courses in a period of 4 semester. So it's your choice. Some of them do in the first and the second, some of them wish to do in the second and the third. Very few take it till the 4 semester. Majority of them try to finish it within the third semester. So only one in a semester, because all the open courses, all the 10 to 12 open courses, I think 12 open courses on offer next term, or all the 10 to 12 open courses happens at the same time slot. So there's no way in a semester you can do more than one, right? Uh, Completely, Kanishka, I completely agree with your point. It's a pain, but trust us, we will keep it in a safe place. We need that just to scan it, do our verification, and then return it to you, right?
We do have separate folders.
We have completely separate folders, a separate dedicated room for that to do it, and we'll talk about it when you come here. Right? I completely understand the worry about losing them. So we will return it as quickly as possible. So once we scan it and keep it in this thing, but we would there is a verification process where we look at the original degree certificate. Okay. That verification process, doing it that particular day is not possible. I mean, it is going to delay uh, the entire registration process. Okay. So you will have to submit it. Right? We'll discuss when you come here, Kanishka. Kanishka, right? Yes. But the student anti-ragging form, we'll share that later. Yeah, that's correct, Subala. You don't have to fill in the student form. You have to fill only the parents one. The student form, we will share it either on the day of registration or maybe later. The student online form has to be is something to be done online from this year onwards. Uh, so we will let you know the details on the day of registration. Okay, so committees like academics, culture, etc. as students member. Oh yes, there are plenty of. I mean, there's a student council. Right? We will do that. We have session during the orientation to introduce you to all the student council, how it works. Uh, we do have elections. We do have a constitution, right? And it's taken quite seriously, right? And we would uh, many committees, student support committee. Uh, Forgot the other one, library committee, placement committee. We don't call it an academics committee for students, we call it a program office committee. So there'll be the program officers, the academic admin lead, and student members who will sit and discuss academic issues. Yes, there are. Culture is the culture one is done by the student support committee who organize all this student festivals and things like that. There are, and apart from this, there are clubs, right? Literary club, music club, debating club, plenty. You tell, and we will start a new club for you, right? Photography club was there, but then suddenly it went down because there were not many people with interest. So each year the clubs will go up and come down. And suddenly there'll be a lot of activities. A quiz is something which we did last year. I didn't see, not last semester. I didn't see much of quiz. But if somebody is interested to take it forward, we'll be happy to reactivate it. Right. So that's the end of the session. So thank you, folks. So look forward to see you all on 7th and 8th of July. Right. So goodbye and good luck.